Good morning, everyone. Technical difficulties to start off the day, but what else is new, right? Welcome. Oh, so good to be here. We have a nice sunny day in Minnesota. We don't expect that to last. We're expecting a day and a half of rain, so I think by 1 o'clock or so it's going to be raining. Good morning. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. We'll give everybody, well, I really don't need to give anybody any time since I was goofing around trying to get the camera just right, so you're all signed on already. Good to have you here. We're going to look at some new product today. I'm going to do a little unboxing with you. I have in my studio right now, it hasn't even had the cello wrapper taken off, but it's the Boho Indigo Bundle. It's like a product medley, and I love working with product medleys because for those of us that are avid crafters, it is so much fun to have every single, thing we would need at our fingertips because we already have the die cutting and the embossing and all of our adhesives. I mean, those of us who are avid, we've got a craft room full of things. So then it's really fun to get a box that has everything in it. So I'm excited. This is called Boho Indigo Product Medley. And I will open that up when I turn the camera down. So I'm excited to do that. So let me share with you a couple of cards I got in the mail, and then we'll get started. So my first card is from a watcher here on Facebook Live. So I want to give a special shout out and a special thanks to Marilyn Storker. She is such a sweetheart. She sent me this really cute mask card. So let me hold it up for you so that you can see it too. And she uses one of our Stampin' Up! Punches to make the mask. And I thought that was just such a clever idea. And then at the bottom, she has a little sentiment that I believe is from a paper pumpkin. No matter the weather, we're in this together. So super cute. Thank you so much, Marilyn. You're just a honey for doing that. And she just wanted to just drop me a note and tell me how much she appreciates our Facebook Lives twice a week. So if you're fairly new to me, you can tune in every Tuesday and every Thursday morning at 10 o'clock or catch the replay. And I do a little Facebook Live just showing you how to create one card. And then I make two of the same card and do a giveaway a few days later. Well, today we're actually making two different cards, but they're similar. So it'll be fun, but a little bit different today than what we normally do. I also have a beautiful card to share with from one of my downline members. Her name is Laura Erickson. She's extremely talented. She posts a lot in our Stamping to Share Creative Crafters Facebook group. So she's very inspiring to not just me, but my whole team. And she used the Ornate Thanks and also the Ornate Garden paper along with the Ornate Layers dies. So this is really one of those really pretty stepped up cards, but yet it's pretty easy to make. I'm sure she sent it to me because she knows I like easy but elegant cards, and this card totally fits that bill. So let me share it with you. Isn't it pretty? So she also used Stampin' Blends to color in the Designer Series paper, and I also see that you can see this is the Ornate Layers dies cut out, and she cut it out from the Designer Series paper, which I thought was such a clever idea to use the Designer Series paper as her cutout. So that was really cool. And then just using some markers to color it in or some blends to color it in. And then she also put the thanks on one of those stitch rectangle dies. I love it. So thank you so much, Laura. You are a sweetheart. I love getting cards from you. So it's so much fun to share them here with all of you. All right, so I'm going to turn the camera down and we're going to open up this Boho Indigo Product Medley. So just give me a second. So I will just open up the cello. So I'm super excited about this because I have not checked out this Medley pack yet in person. So I'm going to do that with all of you. And again, this is designed more for the avid crafter, for someone who already has a lot of tools in their office or in their room, wherever it is that they craft. So I'm really excited to see what's all in here. And it's always so much better in person, you know. So let me just pull out the whole works. Okay. So let's look at the stamp set and the dies first. So here is the stamp set. And it's some really nice size images. Let me pull this out so you can see. But really nice size images, so they'll work perfect on the regular size cards that we like to make, the A2 size here in the US. And the stamp set itself is called Boho Indigo. And I love the fonts. I love that they mix the fonts. One of my favorite things that Stampin' Up! Does a lot is they have printing and then script all within the same font, which I think is really versatile and pretty. And then it's just Sorry You're Feeling Blue, which is great because there's a lot of blue papers with this. And then a thank you, such happy news, and a bunch of birthday love to you. So it's really cute. I like the stamp set a lot. Then let's go ahead and look at the dies. So I'm going to open up the die package. It's called Boho Indigo Dies. So the stamp set and the dies have the same name. So let me open this up and we'll check these out. And here they are. Oh, look at all those layering jars. So we have a lot more jar sizes than what we actually have for stamps. So that will give us a lot of versatility if we want to layer some things or if we want to make a picture of various jar sizes. We have some stamps that will coordinate with the little flowers. So this little set of dies here will coordinate with this one, and this little die will coordinate with that one. We have some foliage, some tropical type leaves that will look really nice interspersed among the what you call it, the little vases that we have here. And one thing I've been noticing a lot on home improvement shows, do you know how they're decorating their room? They're running out to their backyards and they're cutting leaves off their trees and putting them in vases and calling it good. So that's kind of trendy right now. So I think Stampin' Up! Is right on trend with this. So they always impress me by how trendy they are. So I will set this aside, but I like this together. So you guys will see me use this in the future here. Now let's go ahead and look at this. This is the Medley Refill Kit. So before we look at the refill kit, let's look at the ribbon here. So I do not think the ribbon is part of a refill kit, but you still get quite a bit of it. If I recall correctly, it's like 10 yards of each. So we're going to break this open. So one way to get your ribbon open, if you didn't know this, is squish it together and then that pops it up over the side and you can get your scissors in to cut away that little cello piece. Oh, and this is gorgeous. This is kind of a brushed gold look and almost champagne-y. So it's a very light gold, almost a champagne style of ribbon. It's a little bit sheer, a little bit ruched. It's going to be very versatile, and I can tell already it's a little bit stiffer, but not super stiff. I think you're going to maybe be able to make some really pretty bows with it, so let's try that. You have to pull them a little bit tight. Yeah, it's a little stiffer than most of our ribbons, but that just means it's going to hold its shape really well through the mail. So there we go. We have the beautiful gold ribbon. Then we're going to check out this beautifully gorgeous kind of a night of navy color ribbon here. Oh my goodness, and I love this, you guys. What a beautiful layer it's going to be on our cards. I have to show it to you really close. Can you tell that there's a ruffled edge? So it's almost like a distressed ruffle because the edges are a little bit not equal, so it makes it look really vintage and distressy. I love it. Oh my gosh, I didn't expect to like it so much. But I really love this ribbon. It's a lot softer than the first ribbon. It'll look great for layers on your cards. And I do think it will tie up beautifully if you wanted to put a bow, say, a 3D item or a package that you're giving to someone. Oh yeah, it's very relaxed. It lays really nice with bows. So very fun. Love the ribbon. Then let's go ahead and look at the refill kit, which you get as part of your regular kit when you order the Boho Medley. So what have we got here? Oh my goodness. Oh, how beautiful is this? I love that these are part of the refill kit. So very precious little paper flowers that have little tiny beads sewn into the centers. Oh my gosh, I was not expecting that either. This is where seeing products up close and personal can really make a difference, because you just don't see this in the catalog. So here's another couple. I'll see if I can put them on a little mat here so I can hold them up close to the camera so you can get a really good idea of what these look like up close. So let me hold them up to the camera. Can you see the little bead that they have sewn in there? Or it's not sewn in there, I'm sure it's just glued. But how gorgeous is that? So I'm really, really excited. Oh, these are going to be so pretty to use on our projects. So I love that. They are paper, but it's a little bit stiffer, almost like a coffee filter type paper. So I think you guys are really going to love working with this. So one thing I want to tell you, for those of you that are planning on ordering this, it's about $70, I believe, for everything. And this month, if you order it in June, just so that you know, if you add another $5 onto your order, I am doing a giveaway to all of my customers using a host code with $75 orders to get the glitter dots, these gold glitter dots. So that is going to be my customer giveaway for this month. So let's look at the paper now. Wow, oh my gosh, so much paper. Oh my goodness, so there's lots of the same design. Let me just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is wonderful for making multiple cards. If you're like me, you never sit down to make one card. You sit down and you make 4, 6, or 8 cards. So there's the sides. There's the style of that one. It's beautiful. Then we have, oh, gorgeous. We have a couple of, let me see, there's 2 sheets. They're exactly the same. We have some tags, some labels, where you can stamp your sentiments and add them to your card, and it's gold foil, and you've got 4 flowers here that you can use. So that's really gorgeous. And then again, let's go through and look at these. So we have more beautiful blues, and you guys know I am an absolute fan of blue. So this is, as soon as I saw this medley, I knew I was going to have it, because I am such a blue person. Not blue as in sad, but blue just makes me happy. I don't know. It's just one of those things. Oh, and look at this. Some more gorgeous. Oh, you guys, these are so in. So if you don't even want to use your die cutting machine to cut out ferns with the dies, Stamp Map already included them in the kit. So you have these beautiful punch out ferns. I have to punch one out because this is something you've got to see. It's got gold on it, but what's really, really cool is look at it. It has a punch out all the way through that little stem. Isn't that beautiful? And all that gold accent on there. Wow. It is just, it just comes alive once you have it in your hands. It's beautiful. All right, let's look at the next set of papers. There's a little surprise after like every 8 papers or so. There's a sweet surprise. So I can't wait to turn it over and see what it is. So let's flip these papers over. Beautiful. I love it. This is like the never-ending awesome paper pack. So fun. So let's see what this little surprise is. I'm going to flip it over. Oh, wow, more labels. More labels and some different sizes of gold flowers. Just so nice. I love it. Here's one of the labels. It's kind of popped out, so I'll show it to you up close. But you can see the gold foil edging, and it's really smooth. I think it's going to stamp really, really well. Very excited to work with this kit. Then we have another grouping of papers here. So let me flip this over so you can see it. So beautiful. I think it goes like that. Just absolutely stunning. All right, looks like we're out of the little surprises. At least there wasn't one in this section, but we have more coming. All right, and here's some more paper. Oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous. So I believe this is in that new blue color that's in our in colors called, oh, wouldn't you know, I can't even remember it. It's, hold on, I just got some new blends. What is this called? Misty Moonlight, I think is, yes, Misty Moonlight. So, beautiful, love it. All right, another little surprise. Let's turn this over. Okay, so these are some embossed diamonds on kind of a, I think it's kind of that boho look, but it's very tone on tone, so it's probably hard to see it in the camera, but know that it's beautiful. And then we have some more paper. So I'm going to flip this over and you can see what this one looks like. And there's all those pretty, pretty different pieces of foliage. Oh, and we have more. Another set of embossed papers. 2 sets of embossed papers. So this one is kind of a starburst flower. All on this vanilla. Beautiful. I never use vanilla enough, so I'm excited to use it. And then this is kind of some geometric flowers all put together, so it sort of makes a geometric design. Just beautiful. Love it. All right, so thank you for humoring me and for letting me do the unboxing in front of you. That was really fun for me, and I hope it was fun for you too to actually see those things up close. Now what we're going to do is move on to the cards we're making today. So let me put them out in front of you. Here's an envelope. Here's one of the cards. Here's another envelope and another of the cards. So we're actually making 2 different cards, but they have very similar designs. So I'll give away one of each, and it's just the luck of the draw, which one you get. How do you get into the drawing? You just share this video on your timeline. Let me know that you've shared, or just comment. Let me know where you're watching from. If you like the Boho Medley, if you're planning on ordering it eventually at some point during this year. I'm very excited about it, as you can tell. So what are we using? We are using a new stamp set from Stampin' Up. It's called Forever Fern. The only thing we're using is this little fern and the hello from the stamp set. At least that's all we're using today. And we're going to be using these dies, but only one from this set of dies. The dies are called Forever Flourishing dies. So beautiful dies. So we are also, so the giveaway with whoever wins this card, the giveaway is going to be a half pack of these gold glitter enamel dots. They're so pretty. So again, if you're one of my customers and you order with a host code, anywhere between $75 and $150, you get this for free. If you're over $150, don't use a host code. You know why? Because if you use a host code, you won't get your host rewards. So don't use a host code so you can get your host rewards, and you will get this automatically, plus another gift for being your own hostess. All right, so we're gonna start with that card, but I do want to show you the other card while we have some of these things out. The other card uses, again, the Forever Flourishing dies, this beautiful big fern, but I also paired it with a different stamp set because I wanted to make some birthday cards. So I got out Rustic Retreat, because what goes together better than some of the images from Rustic Retreat and this fern set, because I always think of ferns being in the dark, kind of in the woods, and that's where we would have our rustic retreat, is in the woods. So I love the fact that we can use these together. So that's what I did. So I have the happy birthday here, and then on the inside I have another sentiment, and then I use this little stamp at the bottom to kind of emphasize the woods, and then I put some ornate garden on the envelope, and I just love how that one turned out. And so if you win the drawing and get that card, you will get a half pack of the Gilded gems from Stampin' Up. So something for everybody, right? All right, so let's go ahead and we're gonna make this card first. So I'm gonna take aside the Rustic Retreat for a second. And both of these cards are going to use very vanilla note cards and envelopes. These are a nice size note card envelope combo, and I love them. So I have those all ready to go here. So let me get this out, and we'll go ahead and get started stamping. So give me a second as I move some things off my desk. So the first thing we have, of course, is our note card. I've already folded it in half. And then the next thing you're going to want to have is a panel of very vanilla. This is 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. And then you're going to run that through your embossing machine with this new embossing folder. And I know we have some demonstrators watching, so I'm really hoping that you can tell me what the name of this embossing folder is. It's a kind of a really cool crinkled paper look. It's part of the Beautiful World product suite, but I can't think of the name of this. So if you happen to know, put it in the comments, because it's a beautiful folder. And it makes a really cool background. And I thought it looked really great with these ferns. So that's why I'm using this background with these beautiful ferns. I'm watching, and I'm not really seeing anybody so far who's come up with a name, but then there is a delay. So as soon as I see that name come up, I'll let you guys all know what the name of that is. Sorry. I guess I wasn't as prepared. And I don't have the folder with me. It's off in another room somewhere. Okay, so what you're going to want to do... Oh, thank you. Is it called Old World Embossing Folder? I don't know. I thought I had something to do more with paper, but maybe it's not. Karen is telling me it's the Old World Embossing Folder. So anyway, it's got a really crinkly, kind of old style paper look. So I love that. All right. The next thing you're going to need is a scrap of gold foil, which you will run through your die cutting machine with that beautiful die that cuts out that gorgeous fern. Oh, Maria is correcting Karen. She's saying it's Old World paper. Oh, Old World paper. You guys are great. Thank you. I knew it was something to do with paper, but I just wasn't sure. So that folder is called Old World Paper, and I'm sorry I don't have it here to show it to you, but it's not here. So we will just carry on. All right, so I'm taking out the little sections so that everything is nice and open. Now, to put this onto my card, because I'm going to put it onto this panel right here, I need some adhesive. So the first thing I'm going to do is take out my silicone mat, the silicone craft sheet that Stampin' Up! Has, and I'm going to flip this over, and then I'm going to show you something else that's new from Stampin' Up! It's a brand new adhesive, and it's called Stampin' Seal. We have two of these. One is Stampin' Seal and one is Stampin' Seal Plus. The Stampin' Seal Plus is more for when you need a really super strong hold, because there's some tension, like maybe you're putting together a box or something and you want it to really seal. I'm just using kind of the replacement for snail. So we used to have snail, now we have seal. So this is called Stampin' Seal. It's a little bigger to work with, so this is great for my big hands. And then you actually take this little part right here. It kind of protects the end, but it actually comes off, which is good, because I can't tell you how many of my customers would flip this over and try to, I don't know, use it like backwards or every which way. I don't think you're going to have any problems knowing which way is up and which way is down. There's very definite grooves here for where your fingers go. See how nice that fits in your hand? So I kind of like that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to treat it as if I was doing snail, but I'm using seal. So I'm just going to use I have my craft sheet underneath here, and I am just adding a little Stampin' Seal on the back so that we can stick this down onto our card. And it is very sticky, let me tell you. So it will stick really, really well. There's not going to be a problem with it sticking, let me assure you. All right, so what the craft sheet is doing here is it's basically not, you know, it's not, you're not getting the adhesive all over the place, and it doesn't stick to the craft sheet. And look at that, it cut off really cleanly, so you don't see any seal, like any webbing. You know how sometimes we would get that webbing? I'm not seeing any webbing with this, so that's really exciting. All right, so we're going to take this now that we have our Stampin' Seal on it, and we're just going to set it on here just like this. Just kind of tilt it up a little bit more to the right and press it down. And I mean, you don't need to have everything perfectly pressed. You don't need to put Stampin' Seal over all of it. You want it a little loose and flowing. Then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take this 3/4 inch strip of Whisper White, because we're going to combine white with vanilla. I think that is such an elegant look. So I'm going to use some Early Espresso ink, and I have my hello right here, and this again is from the Forever Fern stamp set. Just going to stamp the hello over on the right side, just like so. Remember, when you're stamping, just go straight down and straight up. And that one looks good. At first I thought it was a little crooked, but I think I was just holding it crooked. It looks great. And I just have a strip of it. It's 3/4 inches. So again, I'm going to use Stampin' Seal on the back. Bring it around, and I'm going to bring this card in, and we're just going to set this so that the right side is flush to the right side of the card. And then just press that on. Oh, that works beautifully. And then turn it over and just trim this edge even. Sometimes when you're embossing papers, especially a really deeply grooved 3D paper, you'll find there's a little shrinkage. So in cases like that, I just like to use strips of paper, and that way I don't have to worry about shrinkage. I don't have to make sure that everything is so cut so exactly. If I use a strip of paper, I can just trim the ends cleanly to the side of my panel. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of decoration. So I have some, I think the twine is just, the linen thread is always a nice option to add a little interest to your cards. So I'm going to do a double bow here. So I'm just tying up a bow and bring those ends in, and you just get the cutest little bow. I love the linen thread since Stampin' Up! They kind of remodeled it here a couple years ago. They put it on a spool now. And what's nice about it being on a spool is it has all these sweet little curves. So if you're using a lot and you just want it to dangle around, it all kind of curls around, which I really like. All right, then we're just going to take this and add a glue dot to it. So I'm going to grab my glue dots here. Of course, I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool, because can I really make a card without my Take Your Pick tool? I'm not really sure if I can. So I love to grab my glue dots off with my Take Your Pick tool. We're just going to set this little glue dot right here, right on the stem. And then we're going to set our bow right on top of the glue dot. Perfect. So pretty. Then to set the card together, we're going to take some dimensionals, which I have right here. Do you guys mind? I need a little sip of coffee here. Just a second. Oh, that's delicious. I made my coffee like just a minute or two before I went live. And it's still nice and toasty warm. All right, so I'm just putting 5 dimensionals back here. Oh, we're getting more and more joiners. Welcome, everybody. It's so nice to have you here. Yvonne tells me she loves the gold with the vanilla. Jennifer's saying she's thinking, oh my God, of the Seinfeld episode with the shrinkage. I kind of remember that episode too. Oh my goodness. All right, so then just set this onto your card like so. So pretty. Now for the crowning touch here. Well, let's finish the inside panel. We still have a little bit of stamping to do. So I did not do this right. I don't think I have the right dimensions here, so I'm not even going to show this because I don't have the right dimensions. Let me just tell you what this is. This is 1/4 inch by 4 3/4. I didn't have the right number. So you just want it to be the same height as your panel on the outside. And we're going 1/4 inch. You guys know I normally do a 1/2 inch, or I will normally do 3/4 of an inch for my inside panels, but it's a little card. This is only 3.5 by 5 inches, the entire dimension of the card. So I'm going a little bit smaller with my decorations on the inside. There we go. Then we're going to take that sweet little fern and we're inking it up in early espresso, but I don't want it to look too dark. So I'm going to stamp it off once and then bring my card in and we'll stamp it off a second time onto the card. This is also one of those distinctive stamps, so it just stamps beautifully. I just love it. And then of course we do the same thing to our envelope. Stamp it off once and then add a little fern to the front of your envelope. And this card is complete. All right, let's move on to the second card today. Oh, wait, it's not complete. What am I talking about? I am all confused here. I was going to give you the crowning touch, but I got to find it. Here we go. So we are going to take, hold on, it got attached to something. There we go. We are going to take some of these beautiful gold glitter dots and we're going to scatter a few of those on. So I am using my Take Your Pick tool again, and I'm just going to push off this big dot. We're going to add the big dot towards the bottom right there, and then we're going to take a medium-sized dot and we'll add that towards the top over here, and then we'll take a small dot and we'll add that one over here. So there we go. Now it's complete and beautiful. So there's one done. All right, so then let's go ahead and do this second card, which is going to be very similar, but a little different. So let me show you what we're doing here. So I have everything prepped. So here's our envelope, and what you're gonna wanna do, and I will not do this for you, but you know how to do this. So you've got a 2 by 5 1/4 inch panel, and this is the Ornate Garden Designer Series paper. So it's got a little bit of a gold hue. I love that. And then you're going to put it on your envelope with your adhesive and then trim it off even with your scissors, and your envelope is ultimately going to look like this. So it's a beautifully decorated envelope. Then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to, again, you're going to take a panel of Whisper White that's 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. You're going to run it through the embossing machine that you have with the 3D embossing folder called, oh, you guys, I must have Alzheimer's or something because I honestly cannot remember again what the name of this folder is. I think it's Old World Paper or something like that. Anyway, so here it is. It's gorgeous. And that is what we're going to put our next leaf on. So let me grab that. So again, I have a scrap of the Ornate Old World, yes, Old World paper, I think it's called. Oh, goodness. So we have a scrap of this beautiful, beautiful gold foil paper. I'm going to punch it out. I've already run it through my die cutting machine. You pull out these little pieces here, and here it is. It's gorgeous. And you know what? My kids loved this card because for those of you that are familiar with the fiddle ferns, is what we have here a lot in Minnesota and Wisconsin, about this time of year, they start pollinating. So they have this little gold shine on all of the ferns right now, and it looks just like this. It's just so cool. So these little gold sparkles here are just exactly what it looks like out in the woods. It's so neat. So now you're going to flip it over, and you are going to take again your new, for those of you that are demonstrators, you probably will be getting this soon. And for those of you that are customers, you will be looking forward to getting this once your current adhesive runs out. And this is our Stampin' Seal. So something new from Stampin' Up. And I'm just putting it onto my fern. And I like to use it on the Stampin' Seal mat because it doesn't stick to the mat and it just stays on the fern. Now on this one, I did get a little webbing, but I was kind of going at it a little faster. But I can pull that out fairly easily. And I tell you what, this is very sticky stuff. So you do not have to worry about this falling down or not working well in humid weather. It is very sticky. That's all I'm going to say. Super, super sticky. All right. So I'm just pulling away a little of the webbing. I'm going to take it up and we're going to set it onto our sheet. So I didn't... Oh, I did. Shoot. You know what I want to do? I'm going to put this back down here because I want to do something else first. I want to stamp my 3. So this is a 3/4 inch strip of Very Vanilla, and I'm going to stamp my happy birthday. So let me do that next because I actually want to put that down first, and then I'll put my fern on. So I'm just going to stamp this. I don't know. I want it to be in the middle, so I'm just going to stamp it in the middle. That looks great. I used Old Olive ink. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to take my Stampin' Seal, add some adhesive to the back, and I'm just going to center it onto my card so that I have, I don't know, it's about a 1/4 inch from the bottom or so, and press that down, and then we're going to flip it over and trim the edges even. Perfect. And then we're going to add our fern because on this particular card I want the fern to overlap my image down here just a little bit. There we go. Beautiful. All right, so then the next thing we're going to do is add some of these beautiful jewels. These are the Gilded gold gems. I have a little one here, and that will be the giveaway when I do the giveaway. So I'm going to take the Take Your Pick tool again, and I'm just going to push away a large, which we're going to put on the bottom here, right here, and we'll do a medium right up here, and then we'll do a small right here. There we go. And then we're going to just add some dimensionals again, and we'll just put it together just like we did our other card. But we do need to do a little stamping on the inside of our card, so we want to put that forest in, and we also want to add a sentiment. So let me go ahead and grab the original card here. So again, this is the Very Vanilla note cards and envelopes. I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to stamp my inside panel. So let me do that. And again, this is from the Rustic Retreat stamp set. There we go. And then we're going to stamp our forest right here at the bottom, and it's perfectly sized. I should have this so you can see it, right? So it's perfectly sized for that panel. It's a 3.5 inch wide panel, and that just fits in there beautifully. I love that. Now we can close it up and we can add, well, I guess I have to take the little peelies off. Then we'll add our completed panel here to the top. It's so pretty. All right, so this is going to go right here. There we go. Oh, it's so gorgeous. So I actually have made this card with a purpose. Do you guys want to know what it is? I have downline members and I always send them a birthday card on their birthday month. And so this week is our meeting week with Creative Crafters, and this will be the birthday card for the month of June. So isn't it pretty? And then of course with the decorated envelope, it just makes a beautiful card. So that is for my downline members. And you know what, you guys, there's such a good special going on right now where you can get a bundle of your choice free when you sign up for the starter kit. And you don't, you just get Stampin' Up! A try. You don't have to like make it a big lifelong commitment or something. Just try it and see what it's like to get your products at a discount. Could actually save you money. All right, so here are all the cards that we made. Of course, we have our little decorated envelopes, if I can find them all. And a couple more here that I wanted to bring in. So much fun to share these with you all. And I will be back here on Thursday morning to share another card with you. So tell your friends and be sure to come back and visit me on Thursday. You guys have a great day and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks everybody. Bye-bye.